All right, so today we're going to be looking at combining PDFs to create an electronic report. It's pretty simple, actually. So let's say you're required to do an electronic report like this, and it's composed of multiple parts, not only things that would maybe normally be seen on a Google Doc or a Microsoft Word document, but also things that are produced through a Revit program. So these are two different things. They wouldn't be, some people would say like, oh, well, why don't I just take snippets of it? The problem is you're reducing the size of the image instead of keeping its true scale if I were to print directly from Revit. So how do I combine those two? So what we're going to do is we have our Revit file that's opening up, and then we have our Google Doc file. So let's imagine that this Google Doc right here is my title page, is my table of contents, is my autobiography, and all the other things. This one's pretty simple to PDF. It's a built-in option on Google Docs to save it as a PDF. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and right away just go ahead and select the Save as PDF file for my Google Doc. So that didn't require much work. Where am I going to save it? I created a custom folder. I'm going to call it Report Documents 1, and it's printing new PDF as we speak. Now, what am I going to do with my Revit file? So actually, let's take a look at what we have so far. So far we have report documents number 1. It's just a PDF of whatever Google Doc you print. Great. Over here, I'm still opening up my Revit file, so that's going to take a second. But what's the final goal? The goal is to eventually combine your PDFs. So this is your floor plans, right? This is your Google Docs, and you're actually going to have one more report document because you need the site plan, and that site plan wasn't located on your original Revit file. So you might have report document 1, 2, and 3. How do I combine all 3? Well, I'm going to select them. I'm going to right click, and I'm going to combine files in Acrobat. What this allows you to do is to show all the documents. It shows you all the pages that are included with it. So it shows you a picture even of everything that's included in your documents. You can move things around. So if I wanted to move this forward or backwards, I could. And then I can eventually I can add more files if I have more files that I want to throw in there. So maybe you have something else. So maybe I have a, let's see. Let's think of something that would make sense to be in there. All right, maybe not that. What do I have in here? I have a lot of different things. Sure, let's throw that in there, right? So I have something else that I can throw in there and I can move around. So maybe this was conclusion questions. Once it's all said and done and you like the order, I could go ahead and combine files, and it creates one large PDF of everything. Why does this matter? Because if I scroll down to the actual documents where the drawings are at, you'll notice that the nice part is it didn't reduce it in size. It actually kept it large. So instead of trying to snip this image and put it onto an 8.5 by 11, it kept it on an 11 by 17 sheet, which is really nice. So I kept it to scale. Nice thing about this is also that let's say you have a table of contents, you could also edit your document. So let's say you didn't know what was page 1, you didn't know what was page 2. You could put a fake page in there and then go ahead and edit it afterwards. Okay, so maybe you didn't know what page the final document was going to end up on. You could create a table of contents document, with just blank fillers, and then go back later and edit your PDF and make it the correct page. Okay. After this, you could go ahead and save it and call it whatever you want. So I'm going to want to save it in the folder that I had everything in. So for me, I'm going to save it in my Keystone library and call it Keystone Library Final Report F Menjiva. And there we go. I'm going back to how I would have printed it here. So I'm going to go ahead and go to print. Instead of selecting Adobe PDF, I want you to select Microsoft Print to PDF. I want to make sure your setup is correct so that you have no margins offset from corner. You're zoomed into 100. You're in landscape. I'm going to combine files into one single file. What am I going to combine? You're going to want to select the files that you want to print. So not those, but instead maybe I wanted to print these 4 or 5 or 6. Click OK. Okay, got it. And then maybe this is going to be report documents 3. You'll see it process. So it'll take a little while to print. So you'll see it processing down here. But this is the process that we would go through. Again, I didn't select Adobe PDF. Instead, I selected Microsoft Print to PDF. That's going to be a better option than Adobe PDF. Adobe PDF sometimes has issues with it, and that's it. That's as simple as it is. If you guys have questions, make sure to ask. The other option, actually, FYI, is I forgot to go through this PDF merge. Once you know, the problem with PDF merge is it doesn't allow you to actually modify the order after you've done it. But I could have done this. I could have selected 1, 2. Maybe I want to combine this one, sure. 3. And then it allows me to merge the files together. It's going to take a second. The reason why I like this one is because you could do it at home. So you don't need Adobe Acrobat. Again, the problem with this one is just the fact that you have to know the order before you start. So let's see. Did it save it? No, that it did. Let's see. I'm gonna select 2 files. Let's see. Nothing ever popped up, so I'm kind of curious what happened. Yeah, not sure why that happened. But now you can view and download in browser. I could call it the same thing, but I'll call it version 2. And then you'll note that, sure enough, it saved the same thing. Let's get down to the bottom. Let's see that the second files are on there. There we go. Yeah, it's on there. Cool. So another option, PDF merge. Okay, thanks.